Hi guys, welcome to session 3 of the Mindful Minutes program. Today, as you saw in the rolling credits, our session is titled My Body is Special. Now, I'm sure that you've spent a lot of time at school learning about the body, learning about what we should be doing for the body and how we should be caring for it in order for it to do its job and show up every single day. And today I'm going to touch on a few of those things, but I'm also going to touch on how we talk to our body, what language we use towards it. So we wake up every single morning and our body just turns on and shows up, doesn't it? It's quite incredible, and it's not until you really think about your body that way that you realize how awesome it is and how important it is to look after it. So it shows up, we get out of bed, we don't have to think so much about it. We brush our teeth, we get changed, we eat our breakfast, our body digests our food. We come to school or we learn from home and our brain works. It listens, it focuses, it picks up information and gains knowledge. How incredible is that? We breathe without even thinking. We now know 23,000 times a day. So all these amazing things that our body does without us even asking every single day means that when we acknowledge that, when we become aware of that, we realize, wow, I need to look after it. I need to actually seriously think about how I'm caring for it so that it continues to just show up for us every single day. So being mindful about our body is so very important. And I truly believe that if you start being mindful from this young age, then you'll spend a lot of your life caring for it and making the right choices for it. So what do we need to do to care for our body? I want you to grab a hold of your journals, flip open to the next page, write today's date, and just list 3 to 5 things of what it is we need to do in order to care for our body. What does it need from us every single day to keep showing up? List those things down. I'll give you about a minute to do so. So what does our body need in order for it to do its job? And I would feel pretty comfortable to say that most of you are probably going to list most of the same answers. Okay, let's roll off some of those things. I'm sure yours was food, rest or sleep, exercise, water. I'm sure all of those things are on your pieces of paper. So let's talk about some of those things briefly. I'm not about to start telling you what you should and shouldn't eat, and how many hours of exercise you should do every day and how long you should sleep for, because that varies for every person, right? Remember, we all have bodies, but we all have unique, special bodies to us. However, if we talk briefly about food, the reason why I want to talk about food is because a lot of what we eat, a lot of what we put into our body affects our emotions and affects our thoughts. So, who has ever experienced being super hungry? So hungry you can't focus, you feel angry, you feel tired and lethargic. Have you had that experience before? Okay, that shows us that in that moment our body is malnourished. Our body needs energy, so fuel, food, in order for it to be able to show up and do what it needs to do. So that just explains how important it is to make sure that we're feeding our body. However, what we're feeding our body is so important because, as I said, it can have a really big effect on the way that we can do life, the way our emotions are, the thoughts that come into our mind. So if you're filling your body with lots of the fun stuff, like the sugary stuff that makes you feel really high and crazy, you might realize that you can't focus very well, or that you end up crashing down after a period of time because once all the energy of the sugar has been released and burnt off, there's not very much left. You might realize that after eating lots of food that is kind of fun to eat, you know, fried food and McDonald's and all that sort of stuff, that you feel a bit heavy and lethargic and like you've got no energy or motivation. And that's because the foods with lots and lots of fats in them, so oily food, take a long time for our body to process. So our digestive system has to work really hard to process that food that's hard for us to digest, which means that it's using energy doing that instead of giving us energy to be uplifted and focused. What about sleep? Who finds that when they wake up in the morning, they feel exhausted, like they haven't had a rest? They feel like it's hard to get out of bed. Maybe my question to you is, what do you do before you go to sleep? Do you go to bed super duper late, and do you spend most of that time before bedtime looking at your phone? So you're really wired, your nervous system is supercharged. So that means you haven't allowed your body to go into rest, relaxed state. In which case, when you do go to sleep, it takes a really long time for your body to calm down and feel rested and like it's ready to sleep. Yeah? What about the exercise that you do? Maybe you spend most of your days a week doing loads of exercise or loads of activities out of school. And so you don't really give your body a chance to rest and rejuvenate. Maybe you're not exercising enough. Maybe it feels really lazy and lethargic. And by you getting out and running around and burning off some energy and building up your cardiovascular system, you'll realize you end up having way more energy and you don't feel all those really heavy feelings. When you don't exercise and you feel those heavy feelings with your body, you end up feeling those heavy feelings in your mind. Yeah? When you eat lots of high sugar foods where you feel really kind of wired and energetic and like your adrenaline's gone crazy, then those are the thoughts that also get triggered in your mind. So can you see how the way that we care for our body has such a really big effect on our mind and our emotions? So what I'll invite you to do in our worksheet next week, after next week's session, is start to reflect, start to think about things that you do for your body that might be serving it really well, that might be really caring for it, and things that you do that might not actually be caring for it, which are having a bigger effect on your life than you even realize. And the last thing I want to talk about is our language towards our body. So your body is special. Your body shows up for you every single day without you even asking it to. Your body digests food, it breathes, the brain works, you learn, you see, you hear, you smell, you taste, you touch, you walk, you run, you jump, and you never have to ask your body to do that. It just does it for you. However, often we spend a lot of time being angry towards our body, the way it looks, what it doesn't do. You wish it looked differently or did things differently or better. You challenge the way that it turns up for you in your language. Maybe instead we need to think about being grateful towards our body. Now that might be hard to understand or hard to even accept right now, but I promise you that being grateful towards your body, using language that's positive towards your body, will really help your thoughts and feelings towards it, which will allow you to experience many more things with it. So if we're hard on our body and we're hard on ourselves, then we don't really give ourselves an opportunity to really explore what we're capable of, our potential. However, if we have confidence in it, if we have confidence in our body and we're grateful towards our body, then we will have the confidence to really explore what it's capable of. We might take some more risks in sports class. We might try out an extra hobby that we're really interested in doing, that we were a bit too scared to do. We might realize that it does look and act and behave exactly as it needs to because it's special and unique to you. So I want you to spend the next week thinking about your body, thinking about what it does for you that's really awesome, that's amazing, that you never even have to ask it for. So to finish off today's session, I just want you to rest your palms on your heart center, and I want you to close your eyes and bow down your head. And I just want you to let these words wash over you. You might even want to think about them in your mind and just say, I am so grateful for my body and the way that it shows up for me every single day. I am so grateful for my body and the way that it shows up for me every single day. Let's try it one more time. I'm so grateful for my body and the way that it shows up for me every single day. Love your body and be grateful for your wonderful body. Namaste and have the most beautiful week.